Implementing strategic futurism in your everyday life doesn't require a PhD, master's, or college degree at all. It is based on easily relatable concepts that I will describe in ways that even most kids can understand. The first reaction I get from people when I talk about using a natural science approach when looking into the future is that it must be super difficult to understand. That couldn't be further from the truth. Strategic futurism is the most approachable, tangible, and simplified process imaginable, while being hugely revealing at the same time. Each of the lenses used to look into the future will tease your imagination with insights, intuition, and impressive revelations. I'm going to show you why strategic futurism doesn't have to be overwhelming or complicated, and how you can get started in the next 5 minutes. In the last video, I told you why studying trends, combing through headlines, and relying on TV news is becoming an increasingly ineffective way to grasp the future. I also explained how my Future Like a Boss course is using strategic futurism methods and how it will enable you to take ownership of your future and feel empowered with hope and confidence and not bogged down with fear and doubt. In case you haven't watched the first video, make sure you do that immediately because we covered a lot of important things, and if you're serious about taking ownership of your future, you won't want to miss it. I'd like to take you through a brief exercise based on systems thinking, a unique strategy found in strategic futurism. Our world today is filled with systems ranging from governmental systems to business systems and everything in between. We have systems for mailing letters, calculating our taxes, providing healthcare, education, childcare, transportation, and so much more. Our ability to understand the future requires that we analyze our current systems and think through how they will evolve and change in the years ahead. First, a little background. During the time of the ancient Greek civilization, several mathematicians became famous for their work. People like Archimedes, Pythagoras, Euclid, and Ptolemy all brought new elements of thinking to society, furthering the field of math. A few generations later, the Romans became the dominant society on Earth, and one aspect of Roman society that was remarkably absent was the lack of Roman mathematicians. Rest assured, the scholarly members of Roman society came from a good gene pool and were every bit as gifted and talented as the Greeks. But Roman society was being held hostage by its own numbering system, Roman numerals. Roman numerals weren't a placeholder numbering system. They didn't have columns for the ones, the tens, the hundreds, and thousands. Every number was essentially an equation, and this prevented them from doing any higher math. Roman numerals were a systems problem, and a huge one at that. They prevented an entire civilization from furthering the field of math and science for centuries. Ratchet forward to today, we live in a society where virtually nothing is the same as the Roman Empire. But what seems counterintuitive to most is that we are more dependent on our systems today than the Romans ever were. We have systems for weights and measurements, systems for accounting, banking, procurement, managing our traffic, and labeling our food, just to name a few. With each of these systems, we react much like the Romans did, being immersed in the use of these systems to a point where we seldom step back and question the reasoning and logic behind them. That's right, we never ask the question, what systems do we employ today that are the equivalent of Roman numerals that are preventing us from doing great things? This becomes an enormously powerful question because we are seeing system failures all around us. Here's a couple of great examples of what I mean. Our calendar has 30 days some months, 31 days other months, and then there's February. Why is that a good system? We have tax laws that are incomprehensible. We use insanely arranged keyboards and rely on a half-implemented metric system, and we base our lives on a legal snake pit of intertwining, overlapping laws, rules, and mandates that we are expected to live by. Rest assured, we are a long ways from optimizing the systems that govern our lives. Inefficiency has become a way of life, with most people resigned to leave well enough alone. The Roman numerals test is just one of many ways for analyzing our future. Once you complete this course, you'll have an entirely new tool set for dealing with system failures. In my upcoming Future Like a Boss course, I'll be sharing many more strategies with you, such as question mapping, situational futuring, and attractionary futuristics. So stay tuned, because in a few days I'll release more information about strategic futurism and all the details you will need to know. In the next video, I'll show you a simple trick that you can use to develop impressive epiphanies about the future. This is literally the #1 secret that I've been using for years, and it's quite rare for me to talk about it publicly. So stay tuned, because what I'm about to share with you in the next video is going to blow your mind. The world is shifting faster than ever. Our need to know about the future is no longer a luxury, it's a functional imperative. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.